Hey everybody, Luke here, ready to do another Bat Chat session with y'all as we go ahead and take a look at this week's Bat books, and there were plenty, so I'm really excited to take a look at them. But first, let's go ahead and discuss the obvious. As you noticed, the name change on the channel. Yes, I decided to go with Gotham Central, and partially, yeah, it's a nod to the great Brubaker story series. It has, I think it was 4 volumes, and it's an awesome one. If you haven't read it, definitely go pick it up. Great GCPD procedural, but it's kind of more of the theme I'm kind of going with the channel. I do a lot primarily with Batman. That is a no mistake about it. Undisputable. Batman is the central focus of this channel, but also I kind of explore more the Gotham side of Batman. Talk about Red Hood and Justice League. So it just kind of expands beyond Batman and goes into the Gotham world. So that's why I kind of picked it. Gotham Central. That's central to this channel is Gotham. Primarily Batman, but it's the Gotham environment. So that's why I picked it, and hopefully no one kind of wonder why is this new channel showing up on my feed. It's Luke, same old Luke. Gonna hammer out the same old content, talk about the same old good stuff, just name change only. So anyway, Gotham Central. But let's go ahead and go beyond the name change, and let's go ahead and take a look at this week's comic books. And we're going to start, which would always be where this channel goes with, and that is indeed Batman. And we got this issue number 4. Of course, we got the 2 issues, with the 2 covers. Got the standard one done by David Finch with Gotham falling down the skyline. As well, we have the Tim Sale variant, just an awesome looking cover. But I'm going ahead and the thing with Batman is that I'm going to go ahead and finally admit to it. Ever since the Snyder Capullo run ended, and we'll go ahead and throw in Tynion because he did have the last issue. To be perfectly honest, I know Tom King is kind of getting his foot settled into the Batman universe. And I'll be honest, it's got to be tough. It's got to be kind of stressful. There's a lot of expectations on me. You're writing dang Batman. So I'm going to give him a lot of leeway. And I know it takes some time to get settled in. But to be perfectly honest, ever since Snyder and Capullo's run kind of ended, to be perfectly honest, Batman... I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying that at all. But I just don't got that... What's the word I'm kind of looking for? Anxious anticipation, that might be it. As I used to get when I got the Snyder Capullo run. I know every issue was I just couldn't wait. I remember being in school and I was like the first thing I did as soon as I got done with class, Batman. See what they had in that issue. And it's unfortunate, but that's how I kind of felt with Batman so far in Rebirth. It's not bad. It's just I hasn't had that feeling. But I will say after reading this issue, this was good. And issue number 3 I thought was probably Tom King's strongest effort. But this issue here, it was good, and damn did it get dark, and it got dark quick. Basically, I'm not really cracking up into it too much because I don't want to spoil because there's a lot of good stuff in here. We basically see what I kind of figure would ultimately have to come. Is a fracture in the Gotham-Batman relationship. And what I do like about Tom King's work in this issue, it's something that Scott Snyder hit on a lot in his run, where Gotham was really a central character. The Gotham itself was central to the story as even like a character. And one theme that constantly was hit upon, especially in Zero Year, is that Gotham, it's a tough place to live. But if you endure it, if you kind of live through it, stick through it, it will ultimately make you be a better person in the end. It kind of gives you hope, but you just gotta have to endure through some tough times. But it'll make you a better person. And that theme was hit on a lot throughout the run. And in this issue, we kind of see the exact opposite. Kind of what we were seeing earlier on, too, where Batman was kind of using the moniker, not really the moniker, the the example of fear and tragedy, how it can turn someone. Basically, we had, I think it was issue number 2, I believe, where we had Gotham's parents being held up by gunpoint, and it looked exactly like the Waynes, in Crime Alley. But Batman ultimately saves the day, and you see kind of a splinter of what how someone can take a tragic situation, and one can be the person that they will become could be born of tragedy, and one could be born of salvation. So you're kind of seeing the dichotomy between how Batman and Gotham differ. And in this issue, you see that dichotomy kind of expand into Gotham itself, where Batman and Bruce ultimately see Gotham as a great place, even though it's rough. No one's disputing that it's a rough place, but again, if you endure it, it will make you become a better person. And you're seeing here Gotham saying Gotham. Gotham saying Gotham. That's kind of weird. But Gotham, the person, saying, Gotham, it's not a good place. It ultimately makes you a worse person. And much like we saw in Batman Begins, where, Ra's ended up saying, the time has come for them to finish their work. The ultimate objective was to wipe out Gotham and to make it anew. Basically, we're going to see that type of theme here in Gotham, where Gotham's beyond saving. The town is beyond saving, and he's going to cleanse it. So, again, it's a good dichotomy of what you're seeing and Tom King's doing in contrast to Snyder's run, but you're seeing a continued divide between the Batman and Gotham character. And one, to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of glad. Because if they would have kept Gotham on, as a new character enduring as a good guy in Gotham, it just felt out of place. And you kind of got hinted that I don't think this ultimately was going to be the way it was going to be. But in this issue, definitely you see the line drawn. And you see Gotham do something, and I'm not going to spoil it, that Bruce would never do. Well, if you saw Batman vs. Superman, it might be different. I still love that movie. We're not going there. Not going there. But we will say that Gotham does cross a line which goes against the moral compass of what Bruce and Batman stand for. And this whole monster men are coming gets expanded upon even more. And we do see a cameo of such with Amanda Waller into the Suicide Squad, and which I think that's actually probably one of the funniest parts of the book is her interaction with General Lane. And you'll see it when you read it. Lane thinking, his base defenses are indestructible, and Batman can't penetrate this, and you have to read it to see it. I think it was beautifully executed by Tom King in this. I thought Finch's art was really good in this issue and really just set a really dark tone. And I will say this is probably the darkest issue we've seen in Tom King's run so far. And by far, I think the last issue was good. This was very good. And we now see the tension between Batman and Gotham growing. And I dare say we see the beginnings of the fall of the Gotham character. I don't think that's really saying too much, because I think it's pretty obvious in this issue. I will say the one thing that's driving me freaking bat nuts is Mr. Thomas. It just that's a gripe for another time. I just don't. Every time I see Duke Thomas in this comic book right now, I just kind of cringe a little bit. But be that as it is, this is you can see some good detective work in this issue. Great dialogue, great feel, environment, and yeah, Batman was good. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Excellent issue by Batman. And to those who are, okay, I'm not gonna go. That wasn't good. I was gonna say something, but this was a good issue. Trust me, very good, dark, and kind of violent. But yeah, very good issue. Next book we're going to take a look at is Batman 66 meets Steed and Mrs. Peel. I've said on record numerous times I love the Batman 66 title. I liked Batman Meets the Green Hornet, and I also liked The Man from U.N.C.L.E. This series, though, to be honest, I'm still kind of giving it some leeway, and this issue in particular felt kind of like it struggled a little bit. To be perfectly honest, the artwork is kind of grainy and gritty, but in actuality, what really happens here is that Catwoman is stuck in a cage with these metal men, and we kind of get a feel. Well, first off, Batman does help out Catwoman with the help of Steed and the Umbrella, and there's some contrivances. It is what it is with the Batman 66 issue. But really, it comes down to we get the origins of what these metal men might be kind of after, and the person who's kind of calling the shots with them in their ultimate end state. But that's in reality, that's really about it. It was okay, but I definitely wasn't blown away. I actually had to read it twice. Not saying I was getting bored, but I was just kind of like, all right. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. A little bit above or under average. Definitely not. I'm not gonna stop picking it up, but yeah, this issue for me just felt a little bland. So yeah, 2 out of 5. Next issue we're going to take a look at is Batman Beyond, issue number 15, the penultimate issue of this title before we go into Rebirth. And much like Batman 66 meets Steed and Mrs. Peel, kind of struggling a little bit with the story, because in reality, it kind of expands upon what we had last issue. Was the reveal that Terry McGinnis is still alive, under the control of Spellbinder, and it's really even expanded upon now that Terry's brother Matt finds out, Tim finds out, and Barbara Gordon even finds out, and it just really is a setup issue for the finale, because in reality not much really happened other than the city before the big reveal to the rest of the characters that Gotham is losing all of its power, and there's got to be a connection, and that's really it. It was kind of dealing with the city losing its power and the crime that's coming up because of it, and the big reveal at the end, setting up the final issue. That was really about it. I thought the art by Chang was pretty good, but as far as the story, nothing really much happened. That I just really feel like this could have maybe a couple pages of this could have went into the last issue and got pretty much the same effects. So I'll give this a 2 out of 5. But for those wondering, what's the outcome of Batman Beyond going into Rebirth is going to be, I think you definitely are getting the pieces put into place, because right now Terry is under mind control of Spellbinder, so he's not himself, and it's revealed that he really didn't die at the end, or at the end of Future's End, which to those who read that series is going to feel kind of probably ticked off, because now there was no resident outcome after reading that weekly series, but another gripe for another day. Yeah, 2 out of 5. I'll give that. It's definitely, I think, just marking time for the final issue. Next title we're going to take a look at is Justice League issue number 2. And I remember when I read the last issue, I thought the story by Hitch was middle of the road, but I thought the art in it was just absolutely superb. And I think that trend kind of continues on into here. Issue number 2, art by Tony S. Dane, was just absolutely just awesome to look at. You'll see a ton of splash pages in here that I really don't want to ruin. Let everyone enjoy it for themselves. But in reality, what happens here is that there's a little bit of continuation of all the chaotic events that's going on across the world, and we find out ultimately that there's something in the Earth's fault line that triggers all these earthquakes is kind of set up on four distinct points below the surface. Obviously, they're triggering all these earthquakes, and another one is inevitable. So while the world was able to survive the first one, another one is happening. In addition to that, all these zombie type people uh, are popping up everywhere. And you're seeing that there's definitely a connection between the two. What, we don't know, but as the team goes up to the watchtower, and the watchtower is actually being attacked by all the entities we saw that attacked Gotham, they realized that I think the key to solving this is to get below the Earth's surface and go after those points that are along the fault line that are causing all these earthquakes. And unfortunately, no one on the team currently can really do anything about it. The closest team members of the team that could do it was the Green Lanterns, but right now the rings are kind of on the schwitz and not really trustworthy, as in they don't know if they're going to go ahead and crash again, lose their power. So the team's got turned to one person who, under ideal circumstances or even normal circumstances, could handle such a thing, and that is Superman. Now, what I did really enjoy in this issue, again, the art was just absolutely superb. Tony Estano just continues to hit home runs. But again, I just kind of like this general divide with Batman and this Superman, that he just can't really trust him, and he's trying to be prepared, whatnot. And it's kind of like his last resort. He really doesn't want to do. He's really hesitant, but I just like how you see some tension in the relationship. It's just not an automatic. They're best friends, and I will give Hitch credit to that. But other than that, it was a good issue. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. If one, again, nothing's really gonna blow you away. It's something that you've seen kind of before. Chaos in the world. They faded the world on the brink, and Justice League got to save the day. You've seen it a million times before, but I will say the art is just great, and you do see some good character moments in this. So I'll give this a 3 out of 5. Batman Beyond there. Those two, let's go ahead and save those to the end. Let's talk a little Nightwing. Nightwing issue number 2. And just like we saw in Batman, where there's kind of a dichotomous situation going on between, of anything else, the view of Gotham, the city, on its impact on people. You're seeing this issue, the view of Batman and his impact on people, and the relationship between Raptor and Nightwing as they continue their mission, which was given to them by the Parliament of Owls. The art in this was just great. It has a dark, gritty feel to it that really fits kind of like the theme, and not really the theme, but I will say the tone that it's trying to get with this story, which I thought was really great. You do see a little cameo by Batgirl on this, which I thought was really good. But it's just another continuous study of, what does Batman mean to Dick? I mean, is there, as a mentor, is there anything more? And that's kind of like the hint that Raptor keep on pounding Nightwing through. But in this story, you do see them go on a mission, and it goes on this boat that ultimately it's by this group called, I think, something of Cobra. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're basically, it's owned by this boat by a member or a close alliance of the Parliament of Owls, but they're taking this boat, this Cobra cult, whatever, and turning people into different types of reptiles. We'll kind of leave it at that. And along the way, as Dick and Raptor go aboard this boat, you see an interaction with the shark, which I just thought was hilarious. I just thought, in the back of my head, Batman 66, we have the shark repellent. Well, you do see a nice little twist in this. But ultimately, as they get on the boat and they save the day from this Cobra element, we do find out that there was actually a bunch of refugees stored in the hull in the boat that the Parliament Owls going to help, or going to use to help them build their kind of community. So it's not more than really just a boat of human traffickers, which really ticked off Nightwing, as he realized that basically I'm helping the Department of Owls with these import all these human traffickers, which really goes against everything the Nightwing character kind of stands for and his moral compass. But also, in addition to that, he can't really tip his hand because right now he's still undercover. Um, and we do see ultimately that maybe Raptor's not all bad as we initially thought. There might be a good side to him. He might also have ulterior motives, just like Grayson did. I will say Tim Seeley got the character of Grayson just absolutely nailed down to a T. The dialogue in this is just great. You see some smart-ass remarks by Dick here and there. The inner dialogue is just absolutely superb. And the interaction, I thought, between him and Raptor was really well done. And overall, this story, while I was kind of questioning how long this could potentially go, I could see this going on for a while. The adventures of Nightwing and Raptor, or Nightwing and Raptor, as along with this plot that the Parliament of Owls has got going on. So, but I do see some potential strain on the moral compass of Nightwing going to be tested in this. How long that can go before he kind of snaps is great. But overall, great story. Great story. And great dialogue. So, absolutely great issue. I will give this a 3.5 out of 5. Nightwing issue number 2. And I'm going to wrap it up with kind of do this both at the same time since we just had Suicide Squad be released. And no, I did not see Suicide Squad. It's kind of by design. This is one I won't be taking my son to go see. This will be strictly a dad event. And I'm going to wait till next week. I'm going to probably go Friday or Saturday and watch it. So more to follow on that. But in the event, or in the wake of the Suicide Squad release, we do have some Harley. We got Harley Quinn Rebirth, issue number 1. And then we have Harley Quinn and her gang of Harleys, issue number 4 of 6. So double the pleasure of Harley. Convenient that the movie just got released. So, but be that as it is, not going to go too far in depth other than I thought issue number 1 was awesome. It really does sort of pick off as the series kind of left off going into Rebirth. So, and for all the new readers, you do get a quick intro and kind of like in the Harley Quinn title, how it's kind of where it's gotten through. So you got a quick intro, quick introduction. The interaction between Harley and Poison Ivy was just hilarious. They're just dancing around the fact that they're a couple, but it's hilarious. But we do see a return of Red Tool in here, and I've loved Red Tool. It's a knock on Deadpool, but oh, is it funny? It was just hilarious. But ultimately what's happened here is that there was an alien that came on to the planet and goes onto a farm and in an attempt to avoid people goes inside a cow, which ends up going to be made sausage, and basically everyone gets mad cow disease and turns into a zombie. That's basically the gist, and that's Harley interacting with all of that. It was granted mad cow, definitely not funny at all. But take that aside, just the interaction I thought was just between the characters was funny, and the art was crisp by Harden in here. And overall, just a fun Harley Quinn story. And I think really sets the new title off on the right foot. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. The thing with Harley is that most of her issues, they're ones that you just take it and read and enjoy it as it is. It's a sort of one and done. Obviously, this is going to be a continuation. As a cliffhanger is, Red Tool's going to take a ride somewhere. The very specific mean. But either way, but they're just, you do just read and enjoy it for what it is. So 3 out of 5 on that. Good stuff. Harley Quinn and the gang of Harleys would basically find out. We have a quasi Donald Trump cameo in this issue. And we find out Harley's sin is actually, name's not Donald Trump. I forget the name of, but it's clearly a knock on Donald Trump. But we'll call it quasi Trump. Harley Sin is the daughter of quasi Trump, and she has this place off, looks like a death island, and it's basically Harley and the gang of Harleys coming to save Harley. And they storm the beach of this place, and they go through Harley fish, like the laughing fish, but they're like kind of like piranhas, and you have little the egg character, like little grenades. They go across the beach, and it's fun. I'm not really gonna go too much further into depth than that. But the interaction between the gang and the quasi Donald Trump, I thought was just hilarious. So, just like Harley, the main series, Harley Quinn or Gang of Harleys, it's just read it, enjoy for what it is. It's a good time. Also, give that a 3 out of 5. And that's it for this week's Bat Books. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Kind of bat chat about it. So, again, I hope everyone doesn't get too confused the name change. Probably, I also talk about being late to the party. I deliberately have not watched this movie yet because I was waiting for it on Blu-ray, which I just got yesterday. So, maybe next weekend will be a Killing Joke / Suicide Squad, simultaneous video review toward the end. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, rambling, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.